Hello everybody, this is me, activist Junior Maema. Today I want to focus on a very important issue that is being neglected within the LGBT community, which is housing, employment, and integration of LGBT refugees and asylum seekers. Um, Today, there's many organizations that claim to, there are many people or organizations or government that claim to get LGBT people out of danger in their countries, into some so-called Western countries, in order to seek asylum. But then, as soon as these LGBT asylum seekers and refugees get into the country of asylum, they they deal with a lot of issues without the help of, like, for example, I'm talking about my case and the case of many LGBT refugees and asylum seekers in the Bay Area. Integration is almost impossible because in a city like San Francisco, there's no services available for integration of LGBT refugees. LGBT refugees and asylum seekers arrive in the Bay Area, which is a very expensive area in the United States, because they cannot live in Alabama or Tennessee or Mississippi, because if they can resettle them there, then they will face the same persecution that they fled in their country of asylum, or in their country. So they will settle them in New York or in San Francisco, where they can be free to be who they are. But as soon as LGBT refugees and asylum seekers get here, like in San Francisco or in New York, there's no services available. There's nothing that is available to help them find housing, to help them find employment, to help them integrate with the community. Um, yes, there are benefits that come from the government, but those monies are nothing compared to the living cost of San Francisco or the living cost of New York. Um, so there are some agencies like the Jewish Family and Children Services of East Bay, which is one of the 9 resettlement agencies that the United States government matches refugees before they get into the United States. So yes, they are trying their best, issuing sponsorship insurance for refugees to get into the U.S. But as soon as the refugee gets into the United States, there's no services available. Like, for example, to create a housing facility with 50 room or 20 room where they can accept LGBT refugees and asylum seekers for their first years into the country. LGBT refugees and asylum seekers are not tourists, they are not exchange students, so they come with trauma because they had to flee persecution. So these agencies and this group, like the Guardian Group with the Unitarian Universal Church, they work with people that they know in San Francisco, like for example their friend or their family member. Someone say, "Oh, please, can you house this asylum seeker or this refugee for for 3 months, not even 6 months, for 2 months or 3 months?" And then those people who house LGBT refugees and asylum seeker expect to see them as tourists or as exchange students, which is not the case, because LGBT refugees and asylum seekers come with trauma. They've been dealing with a lot of issues. They have to flee persecution in their country to the country of first asylum. Like myself, I had to flee persecution from Congo to South Africa, and as I got into South Africa, I think you guys know that I upload a video here where I was almost got killed by police officers in South Africa simply because of who I am. In a country like South Africa where there's rights in the constitution, but in the reality, people still try to kill you because of being openly gay or lesbians or transgender. It's not only happening to us. LGBT South African lesbian women are victims of coercive rape, an attempt by South African men to change their sexuality, which is completely madness because there are people who then get married, gay people get married in heterosexual marriages, but they ended up coming out of the closet as gay. So all of this being said, I think we have to stop telling people that, oh, or the government getting people out of their countries and bringing them here to just abandon them, because it's human trafficking. When you take people, it's like you promise someone, oh, I'm going to do this for you, and then when those people reach a certain place and then they ended up homeless, they ended up out in the streets, they don't know what to do, you know. And for me, having to travel all the way from Cape Town, South Africa, to London, to Chicago, to San Francisco, it has been a long journey, and there's been a lot of changes in my life, you know. So which I'm trying to copy with it, and I'm trying to adjust with the new situation. So it's a lot to deal with. So once again, I'm appealing the LGBT community to start really making sure that the services are available. The United States government is trying its best, but now the work remains with LGBT community in San Francisco. I was in San Francisco Gay and Lesbian Pride this year. It's nothing compared to the LGBT pride in Cape Town, South Africa. There's been a lot of support. I couldn't even walk on the street because there were thousands and thousands of supporters. And some of them they're employers, some of them they're managing companies, some of them their own businesses. So I think maybe there's ignorance and lack of information, and that's what I'm trying to be working now with media and stuff, trying to get the message out there instead of getting someone out of Kenya to come to be homeless in San Francisco, or getting someone out of South Africa to come to the United States and be homeless. We as a community have to come together and start helping the most vulnerable, like the situation in the US where there's LGBT homeless youth who are still homeless, while we hear about Christians who are raising hundreds and thousands of dollars just in support of a cake of someone refusing same-sex marriages cake. I believe that we have billionaires in the LGBT community. I believe that we have people who can give. So the time is now. I'm going to be putting some links. I'm going to put the link of the Guardian group. I'm going to put the link of the Jewish Family and Children Services. All this group of people who are truly trying to help, so that you guys can reach out to them and try to start to figuring out how to create a housing facility for LGBT refugees, how to try to create job referrals for LGBT refugees, and how to help LGBT asylum seekers who can't wait for 6 months until they get their permit to start working and get on their feet. So thank you very much, and I hope you guys are spending a great Saturday. Thank you very much. Bye bye.